and welcome at the Precious Blood Renewal Center today. My name is Lucia Ferrara. I'm Director of Hospitality here. And one of my gifts is cooking. And so I want to share with you this very old recipe, kind of in my family. My dad is from Croatia, and over there they cooked with a lot of beans and vegetables and even seafood, but we're not using seafood today. But anyway, so this is what we call a winter minestrone, okay? And I'm going to first go over my ingredients with you, and then I want to show you the base, how I made this base for the soup, or the minestrone, okay? So we start out with 2 cups of cannellini beans, okay? If you buy the dried ones, I need you to soak them overnight, okay? And then discard the water in the morning if there's any left. Then I need about 2 cups of, or if you have fairly 2 large carrots, maybe 3, you need to just kind of chop those up in these round, like here, okay? Then you need about 1 cup of celery chopped up, okay? Then if you have 1 small onion to medium onion, I need you to dice it and get that there, chopped it up. Here we have about 2 cups of butternut squash, okay? Now if you have fresh, that's wonderful and beautiful. I did not have time to do that, so I used the frozen, and it's just as good for what we need today. And then you need 16 ounces of green lentils, or lenticchie. So I also need you to soak these overnight in water, okay? And if you don't have time to soak them, what we do is a rapid soak, and you want to boil them all the way for 20 minutes if you're not able to soak them overnight, and that should do it, okay? Then I need, or you will need, we all need, about 2.5 cups of chopped kale, fresh kale, okay? And let's see, I have, today I'm using Napa cabbage, okay? But originally, we would use Savoy cabbage. And the difference between those two is that the Napa cabbage, what I have here, because the store didn't have any Savoy, this is more of a sweeter, milder taste, where the Savoy cabbage has more of a robust flavor to it, if that makes any sense, okay? So I chopped up about 1/2 of one, okay? And, okay, so then we have bay leaves, just a couple of them, I used 3. And then I've got a little bit of crushed red pepper. I got about a teaspoon of sage ground, and then I have about a teaspoon of thyme, okay? Now I like to use fresh thyme, but again, I didn't have any on hand, so I'm using the dried, okay? Salt and pepper to taste, and we're going to use about, let's see, 64 ounces of chicken broth. Now, if you don't have that on hand, it's okay. Just use water, okay? But I did have some chicken broth, so I'm using that. Now, this is my base. So typically, in a minestrone, we like to use this base. And what this base consists of, it can consist of pancetta, or this is pancetta, okay? And if you've seen it, comes in little cubes of it. It's really bacon, you know, Italian bacon, if you will. And so you use that. I use 3 cloves of garlic and just a handful of fresh parsley. And what I did here, and I've been chomping at the bits with it. And what you do is you just keep, you know, chopping, turn it over. And what it does, it becomes like a paste, if you will. And that becomes the base of your soup. All right. Now, if you want to do it a quicker way, you could put it in a small little food processor and chop it up that way. I like doing it the old-fashioned way because I love the smell of this. It is so fresh. Okay. So, what we're going to do now, we're going to put it all together at the stove, and then we will let it boil for a while and simmer, and we'll be right back. All right, everybody, let's put this minestrone together. So I'm going to take my paste of pancetta, garlic, and parsley, and I am going to kind of simmer it here for a few minutes until it kind of breaks up. Okay. Oh, it smells good already. So what we're going to do is we're just going to let it kind of cook. Let the garlic become translucent a little bit. This way it releases all the flavor. We're going to let that parsley not get brown, but just heat it up a little bit. And then the pancetta, we're going to let it kind of cook, because it'll finish cooking once it's in the soup, okay? I really do wish you guys were here with me because it smells really good. Okay. Okay, if you can see this, it's really sizzling up and getting really cooked up. So now that that is where I want it, I'm going to add my onions. Okay. We're going to let those get translucent, cooked up a little bit, so it releases the flavor. We're going to add the celery in there. Now this is such a wonderful soup for a winter day, cold winter day. It really does warm you up. Let that simmer a bit. Okay. Can you hear it sizzle? Sizzling good stuff there. Now I'm going to add my carrots. Okay. I'm going to mix those all up. Okay. Going to let that sizzle together. All right. And I'm going to add some pepper, some salt. I like to use Celtic salt, but I don't have any on hand here, but at home I usually go ahead and use the Celtic salt. It's supposed to help with your blood vessels. Okay, so that is all coming together. All the flavors are coming together. I want you to really see that. Okay. Now, we are going to add, which I didn't mention earlier, is the San Marzano tomatoes. So you're gonna use the 28-ounce can. Now, and they are supposed to be whole peeled, okay? Now, because I'm wearing gloves, is because we're going to smash these and crush them by hand. We're going to let the juice go in there. We're just going to crush them by hand. Okay? And I'm going to tell you something. This is no substitute for whole peeled. These are San Marzano style tomatoes, and those are the kind you want to use. Okay? Throw that all in. So I'm crushing these, as you can see here. Oh man. If I could bring this smell to you, I really would. Okay, so there we go. All right. All right, so there's our can of that. I'm going to give this a good stir. Okay, and I crush those the tomatoes, excuse me. Now, I am going to add my chicken broth. And like I said, if you don't have the chicken broth, go ahead and substitute it with water. I just use chicken broth because I feel like it gives it a little bit more flavor. All right? So now the difference between a soup and a minestrone is that a minestrone tends to be a little bit thicker. So a soup is a little bit more liquidy, if you will. All right, so now I'm going to put in my lentils. Now look, you don't have to put this many if you really don't want to. I use the whole bag. That's what I said earlier. But if you're not a big lentils person, you don't have to use them. Okay? But they're really good for you. Okay, so I've got the lentils in there. Now, we are going to put the kale and the cabbage in last. I'm going to put the butternut squash in right now. Okay. All right, we're going to let that, give that a stir. And now I'm going to put in the beans. All right, there's the beans, the cannellini beans. And last but not least, I'm going to throw in my bay leaves, my thyme, my sage, and the red pepper, peperoncino. And we're going to just let this simmer, okay? We're going to let this simmer for about 30 to 45 minutes. And then the last 20 minutes, we're going to go ahead and put our kale and cabbage in there. So you want to bring this to a boil, really. You want to bring it to a full boil before we throw this in there, okay? So, and depending on your stove, it could take 30 minutes, it could take 45, okay? But you want your heat here to be about medium. So, all right. So you want all those flavors to kind of marry each other in there. And then we'll do that next. Everybody, so this has been simmering now for about half an hour. Now, before I put in my kale and my cabbage, I'm going to go ahead and take out my bay leaves. Okay, if I can find them here. Here's my other one. Nope, that wasn't a bay leaf. All right. Let's see here. But as I'm looking for my bay leaf, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the pulp out and put it in here. Oh, here's another bay leaf. Okay. All right, we got it. So I'm going to, and here's another one. Take some of this out. Let me grab some carrots here. All right, just a little bit of that pulp. Okay, here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to smash this. All right. And what this does, it's just going to make the soup, minestra, minestrone, just a little bit more bulkier. Okay? So make sure we cut those, we smash the carrots and the butternut squash real good. Okay. It just kind of gives it more of a hearty texture, if you will. All right. And, all right. So now, done that. Now I'm going to throw this back in there. Okay. Throw that back in there. All that good stuff. All right. Give it a good stir. We'll put in all the kale and the cabbage. And we're going to let this, give it a good stir. We're going to let this reduce. And then we're going to plate it. And we're going to eat. So I hope you're hungry. All right, so we're going to let this simmer for about another 15, 20 minutes, okay? And FYI, this minestrone is even better the next day. So if you do have leftovers, that's okay because it's really good the next day too, okay? So let's let this simmer and then we're going to eat. All right, guys, so here is the winter minestrone. So here's the pot, and it's really hot, and I'm going to plate it up, then we're going to pray, and then we're going to take a bite. And the reason why I'm doing that, this way it'll let it cool down just a tad bit, okay? Look at those beautiful vegetables. A little more. Go. There's one. And two. One for me and one for my friend. Okay. And we don't like having a mess around there, so we're going to clean that. Then what we do is we put freshly grated or shredded cheese on top. And here I'm using Parmesan Grana. And it's a nuttier, sweeter, softer kind of cheese that's shredded. Okay? So I'm going to I like a lot, but some people don't. So it's your choice. I had about a day or two old, a sourdough bread. So what I did was I sliced it up, put olive oil on it, little garlic salt or powder, and I put it in the oven, I don't know, until it browned on both sides. And here we have them. I like to serve this with it when I have guests come over or just for the family. It's kind of fun to kind of have that, and it's kind of crunchy. But anyway, I wanted to include this prayer. It's to our dear Mary, Mother of God, and it's in gratitude for the gifts that we receive. And this to me is a meal of gratitude because, one, especially if you've harvested all these vegetables from your own garden, from your own, hard work or whatever, regardless if it was your hard work or someone else's, I'm so grateful to have it, and to bring it to the table with us today. So Honor be yours, O Mother of God. We rejoice in thanksgiving for signs of God's love. We take great joy in the fruitfulness of the earth, in good harvest, in full barns, and in special signs given us this day. We are grateful for the harvest fullness of life itself, for the blessings of health and the fruits of the Spirit which have come to us. Together with all those who love your Son Jesus, we rejoice in him, who was the fruit of your womb, the harvest gift of history, and an eternal blessing to each of us. Mary, Blessed Mother and gateway to mystic love, help us to be united with all those who love God and seek truth. May our gratitude this day for the special gifts that have come to us be praise and honor for our God, the Lord of all gifts. Holy Mary, Mother of God, we thank you for your intercession and ask that you carry our prayer of gratitude straight away to the heart of God. Amen. All right. Well, blessed is the food and blessed is the cook, right? All right. So I am going to take just a little dab here. Let's see, I like to have a little bit of the tomato, the lentil, the cabbage. You guys, this is so good, so hearty. I mean, I don't know what gets better than this. So come on over and try it with me and eat with us. But I welcome all of you to the Precious Blood Renewal Center. Okay? So I hope to see you next time, and thank you so much.